What's going on, guys? John here from John's Fishing Channel. Thanks for tuning in. Fishing a largemouth bass in northern Wisconsin again with my brother Tom. We're doing the wacky worm technique today, which is a great way to catch largemouth. I've been fishing a lot of different rubber worms and techniques, and using them to catch a lot of different fish. And so far, this has kind of produced the biggest fish along with drop shotting. So we're gonna get right to it. We're fishing a log right here in about 4 or 5 feet of water, 70 degrees with probably 5-6 mile an hour wind, and the rain is kind of moving in and that cold pressure is coming. So we be catching fish. He thinks it's colder than it really is. Quit hooking those sticks. All right, got the first fish. Oh, nuts. It's my little trick. Is my camera recording? Because I got the first fish on. Just kidding. I just reformatted my GoPro, so it should be working now. Having some issues with it, randomly stopped recording. It was a very frustrating process. Not as frustrating getting this line tangled on my rod though. Really? Sure that's not a stick? My brother happens to be the king of catching sticks.
Might be a nice fish.
Could be a nice fish, he says. Turn that rag down. Do not turn it up.
Turn that motor down.
Dang, I got another one too. Ha! Double. First one to get it into the boat gets $1. Just kidding. Or am I? That's $1. Oh, that's another $1. Yeah. Fishing regulation fine, $2.47. 2 fish, 2 casts. Bam. All right. So on days like this, when it's warm, it's overcast, the pressure's up, there's a cold front kind of gonna push through earlier or later in the day. And right now we're fishing kind of a point in a lake next to a fallen log, and it's just loaded with bass. I mean, they're in there thick right now, and it's been almost a bite every cast. So we're kind of looking for the bigger fish though. We've caught the small ones thus far, but this is a great spot to catch fish on these kind of muggy summer days when it's just about to rain. Just underwater structure. Brother's got another fish on. Him in his, I don't know if you can see him back there in his camouflage. But we're pulling a lot of fish off this log. There's got to be a fairly large school of largemouth bass down there. And some of them have been right on the log, and some of them have been in a little bit deeper water. But we're going to fish this shoreline all the way down and around, see what we can pull out of here. I got one on. You just cast it over me too. Alright, a little bit nicer of a fish on. Not that nice. I'm just being optimistic here, people. You know, they've been doing that a lot this year. They come up, they shake the worm right out of their mouth when they're above the water. But this is the wacky worm setup. I'm using a large jig. The fish up here aren't really hook shy, so you can use a little bit larger of a hook and get away with it. But the wacky worm just sits there and bounces and wiggles like this, and is absolutely deadly. Throwing into about 2 feet of water, working it out to 4 or 5 feet. Got a musky lure I'll also probably throw a couple times around here. That's where I saw that large musky a couple days ago. Alright, so, bummer, that was a decent sized fish, but we're kind of just motoring along the shoreline here, and there's weeds coming off the shore about, I don't know, 15, maybe 20 feet, and they're kind of like the long stringy grass weeds, and the bass had just kind of been loading up in there, so it's been a really good spot to catch fish. My brother hooked a really large fish there the other day, not here, but in the same type of weeds, and it started running off line, and then it just took the hook. It was kind of depressing. I think it was probably the biggest fish of the trip on this lake so far. There's another one. Nice fish. So we'll probably hit this little patch twice, because these weeds, I mean, there's a a lot of fish in them. I can't drive the boat and catch a fish at the same time. It's too difficult. Probably throw a spinnerbait up in there too. Decent sized fish. Finally got the GoPro all dialed in. I had to hard reset it and format the memory card, so we shouldn't have any more issues. Fantastic. They're sitting right on the edge of these weeds. I think all the little bait fish like to really sit up close to shore, so they wait for them to come out and then bam, they just eat them. Woohoo! Don't turn that drag up. Do not. Man requests the net, you get the net. Sports Center! Look at that. I almost threw the net in the water. My friend, oh my god, look at his belly.
She's got eggs.
Holy crap, no, she got chewed on by a muskie recently.
Damn.
Fresh, like fresh. Look at that, a muskie just chomped into this fish.
We're blowing into the weeds.
Somewhat recently. Take a picture quick, get her back in the water so she lives. Closer to the weeds, the better. Oh man. Poor fish. You've been through an ordeal. Alright, well, that is a fresh muskie wound. I mean, within, I would say, like, yeah, it was like, man, that was nasty. Yeah, so I'm gonna throw that muskie lure around a little bit because I saw that giant muskie around here the other day. Uh-oh. Red alert.
Go this way.
That right there was some ninja tactic. Got a nice fish on. Don't lift it out of the water like that.
Look at that player.
Yeah, just get it out. Come on, it's a single hook, bro. Put your finger down there in the bottom of the hook and just push it down. I'm gonna be fishing for muskie here since we just saw that fish with a large gash on it. I also saw a 45-inch muskie right around this area swimming in the shallows the other day. And that leads me to believe that it's around here still and possibly feeding because we saw a bass that was just chewed on. So I'm throwing this large spinnerbait. I got a big heavy rod with a big heavy bait caster, braided 40-pound test. If I do hook a muskie, I'll be able to land it on this. One thing I might do is switch over to a crankbait versus a spinnerbait here. Alright, so when you're muskie fishing, you got a big giant metal leader because they have huge teeth. And they break off a lot of regular lines when you catch them. So I'm going to switch over to this giant crankbait that I have. The other option I have is also a topwater lure, which might actually be an option because the frogs are out. But this could do the trick too. You never know with muskies. Big lure, big fish. Oh, that fish is back real nice. I thought it'd be a lot of work to fish a lure this size, but it actually swims pretty decent. One of the things about muskie fishing is you really almost have to be fishing for muskie to catch them. Occasionally, you'll catch them bass fishing and you'll land them, but they really only feed on large lures, large fish. They're a huge giant fish. They don't like to expend or expel a lot of energy on little pieces of food, so they go after big pieces of bait. You catch them on giant lures, giant sucker minnows, and occasionally they'll go for something a little smaller, but those tend to be the 10-15 pound muskies. But when they get up above 20-30 pounds, you really kind of got to be fishing for them to catch them. So Tom's been up front just catching a lot of bass here, almost every other cast. The high pressure is coming through though, so they're definitely feeding. It would be awesome to be able to catch a muskie, but I'm getting a lot of weeds on my hook, which is kind of frustrating. Might have to go to the old top water, you know what I'm saying? We're only in about 3 feet of water right now, so I'm gonna fish out. Got Cast out in the deeper water and then kind of bring it right back up into shallow area. Picking up more weeds, I can already feel it. Fish? Hey, that's the log I caught that giant fish on.
Dude, that was a nice fish.
Oh, he's back.
Something's back on him. It's not as big.
Bummer. Oh yeah, I'm sure. That's a nice fish.
Yeah, but it
Oh man!
what?
I don't think it's just a bass though.
Largemouth ate that?
Yeah. So I threw on the top water musky lure, and it's pretty large. Large and in charge, as we like to call it. It's a frog pattern. But I just pulled on a bass, decided to eat that. It's a nice fish though, I'll give him that. The lure makes him look a lot smaller.
I know how that goes.
That's not a bad fish. Look at him. He's got a hole in him from a bird.
Huh.
He's survived a great deal. If you can see that right there, a bird has poked a hole in him right through his gills and he lived. He's a tough fish. No wonder he took that thing.
On that log.
Nice. There's a submerged log right here. Woo! Oh my me. That is loaded with fish. I caught a really nice one here the other day when we were fishing with our dad. But where there's bass, there's musky. So I'm working this pretty aggressively. You know, musky kind of like a big show. They want to go after something that they can see visibly and know that they're going to get. So the bigger, the more violent the action of the lure, the better in most cases. And with this nice big lure, you know, I can throw it pretty close up to shore into the weeds, where those underwater ones I really can't. My brother's just killing it up here on this log. I know I could probably catch a lot of bass too. So that's kind of why I'm musky fishing. Whoa, that's a nice fish. Come to Papa.
Shit.
Oh my God, the net. Yeah. There we go. Beautiful. It's probably the same fish I caught yesterday. Something just ate that. Wow, that's a beauty. Nice one. Can I hold it? I'm just kidding. Got another nice fish on here. Ooh. Nice. It's a good day when you have to use the net. Bam, baby.
John, you should start worm fishing every day.
When I catch that giant muskie, I'm gonna tell you, you should start muskie fishing. That's a true story. I love how I can just cast this thing like 95 feet. Gotta flip the motor on. Beauty. Fail. Alrighty, so we switch back to rubber worm, do a little largemouth fishing. Nice little weed line here with a drop off. Cast it out, let it sink down, jig it back. Long line release. Might need a new worm.
Get in front of the boat, probably.
Oh yeah, that won't catch me anything. Get that all straightened out. put the worm back on. We're good to go. Another fish. Oh, almost in the boat. Way to go. Oh, I've got a monster. I can't believe the size of this fish. It is gigantic. At least, that's what he thinks. This would be like... Oh, look how big it is. It's gigantic. Just gave him the ride of a lifetime. And bam! Oh man, I missed him. It's kind of cool. You can see your line move because these little fish will pick it up and try to swim back into the weeds or swim along the weed line. They are definitely biting today. Seems like we kind of moved into a patch of small ones. Bam! Right off the end of that tree. They're tucked pretty tight up in the cover. Come to Papa. You will be mine. Yes, you will. I will catch you and bring you into my boat. And then let you go so I can catch you again one day when you're bigger. Goodbye, Mr. Fish. Fish on. La-di-di-da. La-di-di-da. The wacky worm is a great technique to use to catch fish. They go absolutely wacky over that worm. Yes, they do. Oh, geez, here comes a monster. Oh man, I lost him. These weeds are where the fish are, though. This tall grass just sticking out of the water. They're just thick in here. Oh, there's a nicer one. Oh, missed him. Not that nice. Less than a pound. Man had attitude. The vertical log back there up on the shoreline. Just like that. Oh man, that's like the third fish in a row that I've lost.
I've been turning up my drag to stick them. Turning it down, bite 'em.
Oh, it's a dangerous game, my friend. A dangerous game.
I can all be being a good boy and just taking a nap. We're enjoying the day.
He falls asleep in the boat. He just passes out. It's so funny. I think he really enjoys sleeping in the boat. These weeds are where it's at. We're catching all the fish. Weeds and logs. I got you. I got you, bass. Bum 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 bum. You're all I think about when I'm sleeping. Largemouth bass. Pretty largemouth. Swim into the boat. Alright, we're pulling this one. You're coming in the boat. Prepare to surface. Yeehaw! Even when they swallow them way down there like that, you just stick your finger in there and you push the hook down. Ah! Don't shift your weight. Bye, fish. Oh, that was a nice one. Dang nabbit. Alright, so we motored down to the other end of the lake here. There's a nice little grass island with a lot of weeds around it. Last night, this is where we hooked to what we believe was the biggest bass of the trip so far, but it was broken off, but it was taking out of line like crazy. So we're gonna fish once around this island. Let's see if we can catch any fish. I got a nice fish on right here.
Turn that motor.
Stay down. Stay
I got it.
down. Oh yeah, baby. Come to Papa. Don't you lose my fish with that net trick. Man doesn't want to get out fished. He loses the fish with the net. Oldest trick in the book. All right. Oh yeah.
Right inside. Do you see it? Right on that log in there. 1, 2, 3.
What an excellent fish. Go ahead and drop him back in the water.
It was on that log and there.
And you got it. Alright, so we just found this little grass island is really nice. Hooked a couple really nice fish, had a couple nice bites. I put on an imitation rubber frog to throw back up in here because we saw fish kind of rise right near the surface. So I'm gonna get the net for my brother. That's a nice one. Wow. Just catching monsters. Yeah. Catching a lot of nice fish on this island. Yeehaw! Listen to this guy. That's okay, because I wasn't getting it for you, I was getting it for me. And the fish that I'm about to catch. I'm running the motor up here doing all the work, and Tom's catching all the fish. What's the guy supposed to do? Oh, he's got a nice one, and I've got on a nice one.
Hey.
Oh man, this is a real nice one. I think it's just wrapped up in the weeds, actually. Double! Double, 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 double. Oh man, mine just got off, unless he's swimming right at the boat, which I don't think he is. Ah, he wrapped me up in the weeds. Oh, that's a nice one. Woo! That's a beauty. Hold on, one more. There we go. Nice fish. That's what it's all about. Well, thanks for watching this episode of John's Fishing Channel. We caught a lot of really nice fish today. Bald eagle. Saw a lot of awesome wildlife, loons, big fish. May or may not have seen a muskie. But it was a great time fishing. The wind's picking up. We're gonna head in and eat some lunch. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, so we have to look at the weather.